Hello and Minglaba, welcome to Myanmar Today. I am Henry Zin with the latest news and reports from around Myanmar. Loom brings us the first report on the discussion made at the Pyidaungsu Hluttaw to receive ADB loan. David Henner's coverage on Myanmar Unicode migration campaign. Thora Swizin has the story on International Literacy Day. Before we get to the reports, let's have a look at some local news. The 46th session of the panel on tropical cyclones began in Naypyidaw on Monday. The primary objective of the 5-day panel is to discuss dissemination of technical information on research and forecasting of tropical cyclones in the Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea among the member countries of Myanmar, Oman, Bangladesh, India, Maldives, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Thailand and Yemen. The panel also aims at mitigating the socio-economic impact of tropical cyclone-related disasters and will discuss measures to improve early warning systems in countries affected by tropical cyclones. Representatives of the panel will discuss meteorological and hydrological disasters which occurred between September 2018 and August 2019. Preparedness measures on natural disasters, capacity building courses, and research activities. The panel will approve the new suggested names of member countries on cyclones in the Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea and discuss the contribution of funds in the World Meteorological Organization and the UN Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific panel on Tropical Cyclone Trust Fund. Director of the Road Transport Administration Department said retroreflective markings will be installed on vehicles starting this month to help prevent and reduce the incidence of accidents. A study will be undertaken to check the quality and types of reflective markings depending on vehicle types. There will be 5 types of reflective markings ranging from A to E, and the type of marking will vary depending on the vehicle. The costs of the reflective markings will range from 500 kyats to 7,000 kyats. The reflective markings will help improve road safety and improve night visibility of parked vehicles. They are mandatory for vehicles under the 1989 Motor Vehicle Law. At present, there are over 1.9 million vehicles registered across the country, and about half of them are registered in Yangon. A Myanmar traditional boat rowing competition flagged off on Monday in Meitila town as part of the 136th Pyidaungsu Hluttaw Buddha Pujaniya Festival and attracted huge crowds from nearby towns and villages and visitors from across the country. The competition will be held till Saturday and will feature 2 types of races, senior and junior boat races. 6 teams will compete in the senior boat rowing contest and 22 teams will participate in the junior boat race. 14 races will be held every day as part of the competition, with each team competing in 3 rounds per race. Teams winning 2 rounds in a race will be declared winners. Pyidaungsu Hluttaw Festival in Meitila town has been thronged with spectators since the first day of the competition. The final round of the boat race will take place at the end of the festival. And that's all with the local news, and we're moving on to our first report. On Monday, the second Pyidaungsu Hluttaw 13th regular session, 22nd day, took place in Naypyidaw. Following the session, Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock and Irrigation and Ministry of Planning and Finance presented to the Pyidaungsu Hluttaw about receiving ADB loan for Resilient Community Development Project in Myanmar. Let's find out more with Loom.
The second time Pyidaungsu Hluttaw 13th regular session, 22nd day, took place in Naypyidaw on Monday, 9 September 2019. Following the session, representatives of Pyidaungsu Hluttaw discussed to carry out Resilient Community Development Project with Asia Development Bank ADB loan. Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock and Irrigation discussed at the Pyidaungsu Hluttaw to receive the total of loan $185 million for implementing the development work in Chin State, Sagai region, the Nindai region and Ayeyarwady region. Regarding to this issue, representatives of different ministries presented their ideas to Pyidaungsu Hluttaw on Monday. Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock and Irrigation explained the idea behind why and how the Resilient Community Development Project has become.
လွတ်တော်ကိုယ်စားများခင်ဗျာစိုက်ပျိုးရေးမွေးမြူရေးနဲ့ဆယ်မြောင်းဝန်ကြီးဌာနကချင်းပြည်နယ်စကိုင်းတိုင်းဒေသကြီးတနင်္သာရီတိုင်းဒေသကြီးနဲ့အေရဝတီတိုင်းဒေသကြီးတို့အတွင်းသုံးပြန်နိုင်စွမ်းအားကောင်းတဲ့လူထုဖွံ့ဖြိုးရေးစီမံကိန်းအကောင့်တွေပေါ်ဆောင်ရွက်ရန်အာရှဖွံ့ဖြိုးရေးဘဏ် Asian Development Bank ADB ထမှ American Dollar 185 သန်းချင်းငွေရယူရေးကိစ္စနဲ့ဆက်လင်းပြီးစိုက်ပျိုးရေးမွေးမြူရေးနဲ့ဆယ်မြောင်းဝန်ကြီးဌာနကရှင်းလင်းတင်ပြဖို့ဖြစ်ပါတယ်။နာဂာကြီးခင်ဗျာ2018ခုနှစ်ကမ္ဘာလုံးဆိုင်ရာရာသီဥတုနဲ့ဆက်ဆက်တဲ့ဘေးအန္တရာယ်
Myanmar is listed in the countries that can face natural disaster most, according to 2017 Global Climate Risk Index. The people living in the natural disaster zone, people working in the fields who are most likely to face natural disaster, and people with limited knowledge of natural disaster prevention are those people who have suffered losses from natural disasters. In consequence, the poverty is occurred. Thus, for sustainable development and poverty reduction, we have to carry out the prevention and reduction of natural disaster at the same time. Based on that fact, Resilient Community Development Project (RCDP) is initiated.
Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock and Irrigation further explained the main objectives of working for Resilient Community Development Project.
The main objectives of carrying out Resilient Community Development Project are the people themselves are working for the community development and increasing rural income, supporting higher living standard, responding quick response to natural disasters. So to be able to carry out the project, Asian Development Bank, together with Department of Rural Development, did preliminary survey in 2018 and drew the project design. Due to its project design, $244.95 million is needed, and it is aimed the project period will be 7 years, from 2019 and 2020 fiscal year to 2025 and 2026 fiscal years.
Following the session, the Deputy Minister of Ministry of Planning and Finance, Win, also engaged the session by explaining the rules and regulations of taking the loan from Asia Development Bank.
နာဂာကြီးခင်ဗျာယခုချင်းငွေအတွက်အာရှဖွံ့ဖြိုးရေးဘဏ် ADB ရဲ့ချင်းငွေဆိုင်ရာစီကံသတ်မှတ်ချက်များကတော့ဆိုင်းငံကာလ10နှစ်ဖြစ်ပြီးတော့
The rules and regulations of obtaining the loan from ADB are that the loan has a maturity of 32 years. We do not have to pay very much interest within the first 8 years. It will be just 1% during that period, and the interest rate will increase to 1.5% during the next 24 years, which means we could receive 47.2% grant. This means the loan is reasonable.
That's a report on the discussion made at the Pyidaungsu Hluttaw to receive ADB loan. Stay with us. David Tanner brings us a second report, and then we'll check on the stocks and currency exchange rates. The event for Myanmar Unicode Migration Campaign has been organized by Myanmar Computer Federation on Sunday at Myanmar ICT Park's Conference Hall. The event's purpose is to share the latest updates, progresses, and information regarding the Unicode migration to artists in movies, music, and the bin, which means theatrical industries. Our reporter David Henry is going to give us more details.
Unicode is computing industry standard for the consistent encoding, representation, and handling of text expressed in most of the world's writing system. The standard is maintained by the Unicode Consortium, and as of May 2019, the most recent version, Unicode 12.1, is also the standard for Myanmar font system as well. With that being said, let's hear out from the chairman of Myanmar Computer Federation, MCF, Ume Zayalai, for the detail of the event.
As the day for official nationwide migration for Unicode Standard Font, which will be on October 1st, it's very soon as of now. So we have been preparing a lot of services and giving awareness to the public as much as we can. So we have also talked with most of the service centers across the country to help changing font system in each of the respective area. Moreover, we have also collaborated with most of the influencers, celebrities to reach more to the public through their followers. For this event, we'll be meeting with artists from movies, music, and the bin industry to explain the industry for how Unicode is important and how we should work as a team to make a real change.
What kind of preparations has already been made for majorities of the people who are not used to technologies and services, and how much progressions has been made will also be answered.
It is an easy task for the people who are into technology and stuff, but the thing is that there are more people in Myanmar who are not into technologies yet. That is why we are setting priorities for those people. And also, manufacturers are really important. They have to make the Unicode font default in every phone they manufacture. But for this event, we have contacted each of the manufacturers to help out the people who came to the event today in each of its small booth area.
In this event, we will also be hearing out a speech from the Union Minister for Transport and Communications, Pyidaungsu as well.
Is it not possible to just use the font that we are more used to at the present time? Well, the answer is, for our country to improve, we have to make sure quickly use the e-government system. But think about it. If we were to use e-government system, we will be mostly using social media, websites, and other online services between each other. For all of our ethnic groups in Myanmar to be united, we have to, of course, use a standardized font system only. Unicode plays a big part where it can process all or majority of our country's ethnic group languages.
We will also be hearing out from Vice Chairman of MCF, Pyidaungsu Hluttaw, for his perspective in fully migrating Unicode as well. Let's find out.
While migrating to Unicode, we have to change 100% because it's about changing together and accessible between each other with no delay. Those are also the reason for why we had taken more than 20 years to migrate to Unicode. In summary, Unicode is not just about our country's standard, but the international country standard. If we won't change, we will be lagging behind. Even now, we are lagging 8 years with the last country which have migrated to Unicode. So we have no option but to work this out together as soon as possible before even the official day, October 1st, come.
That's a report on Myanmar Unicode migration campaign. And here's the information on currency rates from Myanmar Central Bank. Let's take a look. $1 is at 1,538 kyats. 1 Chinese renminbi is at 215 kyats. 1 euro is at 1,696 kyats. 1 pound sterling is at 1,893 kyats. 1 Singapore dollar is at 1,114 kyats. 1 Malaysian ringgit is at 367 kyats. 1 Thai baht is at 50 kyats, and the Indian rupee is at 21 kyats. Gold is trading at $1,489. Silver is at $17, and Brent crude oil is at $58. On the Yangon Stock Exchange, FMI remains at 11,500. MTSH remains at 4,500. MCB remains at 8,400. FPB remains at 25,000. TMH remains at 3,050. You're watching MI Radio's Myanmar Today. Go ahead and log on to our website at miradio.com.mm and listen to our radio programs live on the website. If you're on FM, tune in to 96.1 FM in Yangon, 96.5 in Mandalay, and 96.7 in Naypyidaw. Or you can simply download MI Radio app on both iOS and Android devices so you can listen to our radio programs on the go super conveniently. Alright, less time wasting, more reports. With regard to giving awareness of the importance of literacy, International Literacy Day is held annually on the 8th of September. The Literacy and Regional Development Service Association also celebrated International Literacy Day 2019. Pyidaungsu Hluttaw tells us more.
Starting from 1966, International Literacy Day has been being celebrated worldwide annually on 8 September. It is to give the awareness of the importance of literacy for individuals as well as communities. In Myanmar, which has been through different periods, the literacy rate had dropped in colonial period.
Starting
from the post-war era, the governments of all time have activated the literacy campaign. Especially starting from 1964, there was a huge public campaign participated by all citizens. As a result, over 2 million citizens of that time became literate. To commemorate this event, we have been holding the International Literacy Day annually. Generally, until 1984, over 2.5 million people out of illiterate people turned to be literate. Then, because of many situations, the literacy campaign has stopped. However, it was operated again in 2013. Later, the primary schools were opened in the rural areas, and the number of literate people under 50 years has increased. According to the database, over 92% of Myanmar citizens are literate, and we are working towards for the literacy of the rest 8%. When we planned the 1964 campaign of literacy, the committee to produce the adult textbook under the lead of Saya Mintuwin was founded. Being a professional linguist, Saya Mintuwin invented the teaching method of Watakalata to be easier learning for the adult. This teaching method is still being used till the present time.
Since 2014, the Literacy and Regional Development Service Association was founded with the volunteers of literacy activists from different universities and colleges.
It is glad to see that the active participants of the public campaign, which has started in 55 years ago, gather under the Literacy and Regional Development Service Association. It is the great gathering of fulfilling the educational, health and social needs of the people from the rural areas.
In the rural areas, which are too far away from the city, we provide the teaching for the quality education as well as to achieve the higher exam pass rate. We opened the libraries and donated the books for schools and libraries. We have held literature talks for the awareness of morality, drug quitting, and knowledge sharing. Moreover, we have provided domestic courses.
ညာရှိမှတိုင်းပြည်ကလည်းတိုးတက်မယ်အဲဒီတိုးတက်ဖို့နောက်ွယ်မှာပညာဆိုတဲ့အရာကြီးက
Wisdom can make the country develop. So, the students should not waste their time by using phones and they should read more. Besides from school education, we also should seek for general knowledge.
In the developing age of the country, there is increasing rate of literacy. However, it is also crucial to have access of quality education as well as outside school education. That's all for now. This is DJ Henry Zin from Myanmar Radio.
That's a report on International Literacy Day. It's been a week since one of our DJs from MI Radio, DJ Zin, went on a little learning trip to Beijing, and she's got some interesting stuff to share with us. We received a video that was sent to our newsroom from DJ Zin, and I thought it'd be good to show it to you. So let's have a look at the video.
Hi everyone, this is Zin and I am reporting for MI Radio from Beijing. I'm attending 2019 seminar on radio and television media, which is from September 3 to September 23. There are altogether 21 of us from Myanmar, and most of us are from Ministry of Information. In the opening ceremony, spokesperson of CRTV gave speech about a brief history of television and radio broadcasting in China. It's a 3-week seminar and there are around 80 people from different countries like Southern Africa, Central Africa, Laos, and so on. We got to know about the biggest technology development and world-leading manufacturer in China called Douyin. They also share a typical television system in China and how do they manage some basic studio structure in television broadcasting. Well, we also visited to one of the most famous tourist attractions in Beijing. This is such a wonderful place called the Temple of Heaven. It's an imperial complex of religious buildings situated in the southeast of the Forbidden City. The Temple of Heaven is also the largest building for religious worship in China, which was originally used by the Ming and Qing emperors to pay homage to heaven and to pray for a year of rich harvest. It's such a big place and worth visiting as the temple incorporates several religious structures. The layout of the compound reflects its religious purpose. For instance, the northern end of the park is carved, while the southern end is square, reflecting the traditional Chinese conception of heaven as round and the earth as square. What I found interesting there was that older people were spending their time by playing board game in the temple garden. Next, we also visit to China Youth and Children Research Center, and there was an old studio which was used for CCTV talk shows 10 years ago. But it's only used for college students as a practice place nowadays. And Union Broadcaster of China UBC founder also explained us what kinds of products they use in the studio.
My name is Elliot. I'm from UBC company in China and overseas sales manager of the UBC company. Okay, this whole studio was built about 10 years ago. At that time, we're using Panasonic cameras and we have a big control room over there. We have lots of lights on the top, and it's a big space, or fix the background and the sofa, and we set up the background over there. That's what we did before. But now everything changed. we have moved to new technologies. Still used sometimes, but it's only for the college, like a training or the small plan for the student training to practice, to teach them how to do the filmings, how to do the program. Yeah.
Thank you for interviewing me. My name is Pyidaungsu Hluttaw. I'm from Laos. I work for the Lao National Television. As for my duty, I'm the head engineering of the technical department. For my personal, I think this studio we visiting it last 10 years ago. I think that time very great. Yeah. And they show me the experience about how to evaluate step by step and on system and on equipment, and until now the new equipment. Yes.
I hope we will get to know more about general situation of China radio television, exchanges and cooperation between China and developing countries in the field of radio and television in this seminar. Thank you everyone, this is Mason reporting from Beijing, and see you next time.
That's all the reports we have for today. Hong Kong's central subway station was set ablaze by rioters on Sunday. At around 4 p.m., the entrance to the central subway station, which serves the financial district and is one of Hong Kong's major transport hubs, was closed down due to rising violence, and at around 6 p.m. the barricade was set on fire. Also, innocent residents were insulted and beaten by violent protesters on Sunday. The situation was registered in Hong Kong's central subway station. One man was even injured by the rioters.
哦，你喺邊個地鐵站行出嚟咁大？金鐘咯，金鐘行出嚟，一出嚟就撞到佢哋啦。會唔會有言語衝突啊？我都冇講俾我自己直行直過啫嘛。咁但係你即係冇衝突而佢就打你。我都話啦，前邊有一班人衝過嚟，係咁就是但一個撞到我，係跟住成班圍埋嚟啦。咩事啊？我就唔知咩事啦。好。
In other news, a rampaging elephant has injured more than a dozen people at a Buddhist pageant in Sri Lanka after it became spooked by revelers and ran into the crowd. Footage from Saturday night's pageant in Kotte, near Colombo, showed the elephant breaking free from the procession and turning violent after being bumped by onlookers. They were reportedly running from a second elephant not seen in the vision that had lunged forward. A man riding on the elephant fell off and narrowly escaped being trampled. Well, that's all we have on Myanmar Today. Catch the show on MITV every evening, Monday to Friday at 8:30. You can also join me on MI Radio from 7:30 a.m. to 8 a.m., 1 to 1:30 p.m. and from 7:30 to 8 in the evening. Don't forget to drop your comments and messages on our Facebook posts. We'll be back with more news and reports. Thank you for joining us. I am Henry Zin. Have a great day, everyone.